he didn't do this, dude. I know he didn't do this, dude. I know he didn't do this. And what's crazy is the people that's saying, oh, it's so creative. I don't, and that's why our culture needs to be protected, because creative and disrespect, just because it was creative don't mean it wasn't disrespectful. Yeah, I give it to you as creative, but that was hella disrespectful. And the main thing, now some people have been saying, oh, well, Pac was a actor kid and stuff growing up, and I was like, yeah, but Pac went through some stuff by the time he got to death row. Yeah, Pac was an actor, and I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people don't like saying this. I do think Pac got too caught up into the death row stuff, but if you understand, Pac was locked up in prison.
Yes.
Wasn't nobody trying to get him out. He didn't have no money. And Suge Knight was like, yo, you come to death row, I get all this stuff out. One of his cellmates was like, Pac did not want to be in jail. Like, he was riding in there. And he was like, the dude, and I don't know if this is a true story, but somebody said one of his cellmates was like, yo, I know I'm selling my soul to get out, but I can't be in here. Like, this is not for me. And so I do believe he did get caught up into the thuggery part, because he was always talking about the thug life stuff, but I think he was just in the gang stuff, you know what I'm saying, with Suge and all them bloods around there. So I do think he got caught up in it. However, we still talk about a Tupac that busted the police pre-Suge Knight, just on some standing on business for the culture. We talking about Tupacalypse Now, which is my favorite Tupac album, followed by Me Against the World. My least favorite is actually All Eyes on Me. Tupacalypse Now was on some Black Power. That's where Brenda's Got a Baby on there and stuff like that, where he talking about, us as a community. We talking about somebody that stood for the culture, protect our culture and stuff, before he got into the thuggery. 3 solid albums. Me Against the World is a beautiful, that is a Kendrick Lamar type album. Me Against the World. So you using the voice of somebody who 9 times out of 10 wouldn't even fuck with you in real life.
Dude, and the fact, so much so, remember I keep telling you, Pimp a Butterfly is my favorite album of all time. Hip hop album.
Yeah.
Reason I say this is because during that whole album, after like every song or every so many songs, Kendrick Lamar was reading this poem, and I'm like, what the heck? But he never finished it. So
yeah.
He read like about 3 stanzas, and then he'll just go on to the next song.
Yeah.
Then like 3 songs will go there, and then he'll come back, he'll read a little more of the poem, and then it'll go off, and then he'll just keep on going. So by like the 5th time, I'm like, man, what the hell is he doing? This doesn't make any sense to me. And the very last song this man had, the last track was like 18 minutes long or something. But I was actually driving to Arkansas, wherever the hell Walmart is at, Bentonville.
Yeah.
I was driving to Arkansas when that weekend when that came out. And so I just listened to the whole thing from front to finish. And so on the very last track, after he got done rapping, he started singing the poem again. And I'm like, okay, so this time he finished it. And then he was like, okay, now that's the poem I've been wanting to read to you, but I just kept messing up. And then Pac started talking back to him. So that whole thing was a conversation between him and Pac. And Tupac was telling him how once niggas get over 30 years old, they lose all the tenacity to want to talk about what's going on in the game, and they get comfortable with their life and they get quiet. Mm. He was telling Kendrick, like, I'm passing it to you now. Now you got to make sure that you're not the quiet one and you keep talking about this. So that took it to a whole new level of me. And that's why, like, I just understand that record. And I think so highly of that record because of all the things that it had around it. And so for Drake to come pull that bullshit out of his ass, I don't think he knew about that. He couldn't have known about it. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
To pull some foolishness like that after Kendrick does such great things with Pac on that.
Yeah.
I know he got Pac a state permission to do that.
Oh, yeah. Because that is he carrying on Pac's voice. Like, that's why for me, All Eyes on Me is the worst album, because in all honesty, most of them tracks was tracks that was gonna go to, the Dog Pound, all sorts of other people. They collected all them, and Pac was such an impeccable, fast worker. He was just trying to get that album out. You know what I'm saying? And he was very upset at everybody. He was mad at everybody. So that was just an angry ass album. You know what I'm saying? But Me Against the World and Tupacalypse Now, and even the one he had with the Outlaws. I forgot the name of that album, but it was always introspective and about us. You know what I'm saying? About it was, and like you said, Drake, which he pointed out in the Hard Part 5 or Part 6, he don't listen to Kendrick music because he got the Mother I song all twisted, wrong, understand, which we gonna get into that, but yeah, so he drops this tailor-made freestyle, which I'm so happy that this was right here, but this right here kind of made Euphoria even harder because this is what he was showing you right here. He is not of the culture. Like, he is in the culture. He is around the culture, and he is in the lead of the culture as far as monetarily and hit wise and stuff. But he himself, Aubrey, is not of the culture, because if he was, he wouldn't even, somebody would have came out there. He's like, I can't do that. Like, I can't do it. It sounds good, but I can't.
It would have been in his soul to understand you can't do that.
Can't do that. Hey, if that was somebody, and that's, you want to know something? We talk about how he got a team, but as a Scorpio, I can see that Aubrey came up there by herself, like, oh yeah, that'll really hurt him. I'm gonna be hit the two people that because Snoop Dogg passed it off to him, just as far as, you the West Coast, you go carry the torches of West Coast, on stage. So I could see Aubrey sitting there in his Scorpio-ness, like, oh yeah, this gonna burn him, da da da. But like you said, it's not in his soul to understand it. Yeah, this probably, which Kendrick don't even look at you as a real nigga. So this is not, because it's not go fuck with him, which goes back to my point about him getting the $400 million, and he don't got Jay Prince and all of them to kind of lead him through. Now it seemed like Drake is actually making the moves by himself, which you can't see. Like Hotline Bling, the dancing in that video, a lot of the choices he making aesthetically, he's so big that in his mind he can get away with anything, but he can though, because he ain't making music for the culture. He Drake the product. He making music to sell to people. And now he a pop star. Now he so he can drop all of the trash garbage he want, and little 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds, which he's a fan. So that's what he's trying to attract anyway. Go mess with it. So he drops this, and it's an automatic loss. You know what I'm saying? Push-ups was, he went hard. And let's go back to push-ups, because we was talking about the wipe, the scissor wipe down. So here we go. Because we had asked about that lyric. So it said,
scissor got you wiped down.
All right, so so Drake states that the fellow artist SZA, Travis Scott, 21 Savage have him wiped down. Kendrick slang for destroying or passing something, likely alluding to Billboard placements. Oh, so he basically saying that SZA and Travis and Savage sell more than you, I guess.
Which is irrelevant is to a battle.
Very irrelevant. And we're talking about, this is what Drake don't understand. Why you talking about numbers when you talking about Pulitzer Prize album is in the Smithsonian, Kendrick Lamar?
A lot of people don't even know that.
Oh, Obama said, if I had to pick between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. You talking about somebody who has whole complete albums that are not about him balling, or even that being his goal in life. His goal in life is to bring purpose and fulfill and help people. Is his whole, so this leads us right into the beautiful track of Euphoria. Now, do you remember your initial thoughts when Euphoria dropped?
That's I thought it was an amazing track. I thought it was a track that sounded like a track that Kendrick does. It sounded like a Kendrick Lamar song. It was one of those where you had to listen to a couple times too, because I listen to Kendrick a lot. So I picked up a lot of stuff that he was saying, but it was one of those I just had to keep going back and listen to, man, because he just dropped so many bars in there that went over people's head initially. And he started his surgery then. He was starting his surgery right then.
Yeah. He definitely, and like I told you, I listen to Drake albums and Kendrick albums just so when it's time for people to talk, I can at least voice an opinion about it. I never liked Drake. With Kendrick, it was like this dude's hella creative, but I would listen to an album, it's very dense for me, and I ain't, I can do dense music, but I can't, I ain't never really dug deep into Kendrick like that. You know what I'm saying? But I have listened to his projects and can point out the musicality and the creativity and all of that stuff, right? But this track here was the first time where I actually sit down and it every boy I told you when I heard Euphoria, goosebumps. I'm getting them again. Goosebumps jumped all over my body when I heard Puff. When I heard this damn Euphoria, bro. Because when he started talking, I was like, this is what I've been saying about Drake for the last 12 years. This man is saying everything that I have been saying to other people, period. Because he removed it as being about the music. It wasn't even about the music. To me, it was like hollow. Like it wasn't nothing behind it. People laugh at folks like OJ the Juice Man or even Lil B or rappers like that. But these dudes be rapping about stuff they experience. Like they ain't pulling nothing from another culture and rapping about it. You know what I'm saying? Which is why people could feel folks like, and you can say what you want about Jeezy. He was moving something. He might not have been like the top kingpin, but he was doing the stuff he was rapping about. People like that blow up Trick Daddy, T.I., Jeezy. These people had runs because you could go back and look and people would go to their neighborhood like, oh yeah, they was doing that. You know what I'm saying? So the music have helped to, even somebody like Shawty Lo. Shawty Lo is possibly technically the worst rapper that could be. That he has dropped some bars, but they was candy bars though. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when I hear Shawty Lo, I know he did everything. I don't care how basic the bar is. He rapping about stuff that's real. Like he really did it. And when I say keep it real don't mean keep it violent or keep it to, or, it got to be criminal to me. Keep it real is you rapping about stuff you did, period. You got groups like The Far Side that had She Keeps on Passing Me By and stuff like that. They never rapped about nothing violent and nothing like that. They was rapping about getting their heart broke and all of that stuff. And it was real. That's what keeping it real is. Keep it real.
Keep it real to who you are.
Keep it real to who you are. Don't be trying to follow. Vanilla Ice wasn't keeping it real, rapping a whole nother person's life. You know what I'm saying? So that's how he got out the paint. Even MC Hammer. MC Hammer rapped about God. He rapped about just having fun, partying, and just how he was the best entertainer, best rapper. That's what MC Hammer rapped about. Yeah. Of course, he fell off just because he was so big, but then when he tried to come back with the Funky Hedge Hunter, even though MC Hammer is really about their life and actual real life.
I was surprised to hear about this. Stanley Burrell is no joke.
Not to be met, or his brother. His family stamped in the streets. But that wasn't what he wanted to, put out there like that. You know what I'm saying? So just be and then we could always go back to NWA, where the only two that was really in the streets like that was Eazy-E. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about keeping it real. However, at that point in time, I do look at them as just reporting on what was going on in the West Coast at that time, because wasn't nobody really listens to West Coast music like that. That lifestyle they was talking about was a West Coast lifestyle, so they just kind of put it out there, and Eazy-E in the group. You can't really be mad when Eazy-E telling Ice Cube the stories and then Ice Cube write them out. You know what I'm saying? It was a team effort, but that's a completely different thing. And all of them lived in that city, though. They might not have been doing And really, if you listen to NWA, they really weren't talking about, I want to kill nobody or nothing. They was just like, yo, in my city, this how it is, or this, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so when we get to Euphoria, it come out, he talking this talk. Now, did this song initially, which you like in Drake, did this song have an effect on your outlook on Drake at any point? And I'm talking about, this is before, I want you to stay in the mind frame of just Euphoria has dropped at this point.
So at that point, I didn't take it as, it didn't make me look at Drake any different way. I took it as, okay, this about to be a real battle. And I was excited because Drake is a rapper that's got some notoriety. Kendrick is a rapper that got notoriety. And Kendrick got respect in the hip-hop game. So I was excited about the whole rap battle, and it was gonna actually be a battle. That's how I looked at it.
Wow.
But but in my mind, I knew. Well, I thought even at that time, I thought from the very beginning when I knew that that they was engaging in one another, I thought that Kendrick would win because Kendrick K. Dot got a battle rap background.
Yeah.
Like he is a battle rapper at heart. I didn't know Drake to have any of those kind of accolades to begin with. So I knew that Kendrick was going to take it a lot more serious. He was going to do battle rap stuff. Drake was going to make some hot songs and say some slick lines in it that made people laugh.
Yeah.
He was going to be more surface level and stuff. But I knew Kendrick was going to be somebody who was going to meticulously dig down deep and pull out some stuff I had never heard of about Drake.
Yeah. Yeah. And
but at that time, I didn't think Drake lost. At that time, I just thought it was a battle ongoing.
Word. I see that from, and this is why I'm glad, I can talk to somebody that's a fan of Drake's music, but not a
Drake stan.
Yeah, stan. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not a Kendrick stan either. I didn't know about his battle rap background until people started mentioning it. And then I went back and saw his BT cypher. I saw his battle rap, but once I went back and saw that the 2013 cypher, the TDE cypher, and saw him go off, then I was like, oh, because I didn't, like I said, he's super creative and stuff. And I figured he was just going to win on some cultural stuff because I could see that he was wide awake when I was, Euphoria let me know, like, he really about the culture and stuff. He really can see what I see and stuff. And he ain't care about the industry or nothing. But when I saw that TDE freestyle and how he was just eating, like, like eating it. I was like, wow, like, that's, I knew Kendrick was going to win from day one for the simple fact that was the unabashed, or whatever the word is. That was the truth what he was saying. Like, it's like the emperor who wearing new clothes, he walked down the street naked. Yeah. Kendrick was looking at Drake. And I knew Kendrick was going to win. But when I say Kendrick was going to win, I know he's going to win in the fact of waking people up to Drake. Waking some people up. You know what I'm saying? Now, battle-wise, just on the popular vote, I had to see what Drake was going to come with next. You know what I'm saying? So this was a great opening for me. He came through 3 switches, 3 different beats, which was crazy. Started off slow. I know a lot of people was like, oh, I didn't like how it started off. I was like, yo, it was like a play. It was like a 3-act play that he did with these 3 beats. The initial was like, look, bro, we just go rap. You know what I'm saying? I'm better than you. If you keep it cool, you a white boy at heart. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I could go deep into you because you a fat liar. You know what I'm saying? He ends that first line with, you a master manipulator and habitual liar too. Don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you. That whole verse, when you really look at it, the first verse lets you know the superpowers get neutralized. I can only watch the silence, meaning everybody that you think you can depend on is they're not gonna have your back like you think.
Yeah.
Like you not, and he was like, he already said, when you go back and listen, he said, fabricating stories on the family front because you heard Mr. Morale. So he's already saying you go say stuff that you don't know is fact based on the Mr. Morale album. Yeah. Which is all of the white beating and the whatchamacallit, which, which he had already talked about previously. But anyway, then we come to that next one. And he was like, yeah, I'm out the way. I'm low, okay. The island right here is remote, okay. So he letting you know he got money. This first one, it just let me know that he ain't playing. He see Drake for how he is, and like he said, that last one, that last verse, the last line he had is whoever fucking with him, fuck you niggas and fuck the industry too. If you take it down, I'm taking it further, and that's something you just don't want to do. He warned this dude multiple times.
Yep, and I thought it was like, Cause when I think that was the song before when Drake told him, he was like, if you come at me, you better hit me with some quadruple entendre.
Yes.
And this Euphoria title was a quadruple entendre.
The picture, everything. Yes. And he had them all through here. My favorite line that everybody got twisted in this song was, how many more black features do you feel like you finally black enough? And everybody ran with he's talking about he mixed. This is more entendres. Of course, you could take it as that, but no. How many more black features from Future, 21 Savage, the Lil Baby? How many more black features?
Yeah.
Do you need to you finally feel you black enough? But that's the point. He need him forever.
And that's another entendre about because black features, having black features, the black nose that he BBL'd apparently. Like there's just so many entendres on this title on what Kendrick did.
Everything. And then he follows that up. I like the Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. You gonna make me bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really crashed something. The bring back Puff. You remember when Puff slapped the shit out of Drake?
I do remember that.
And have you seen the footage of that night when he ran out the club and then act all funny and what? Dude, all right, check the monitor.
No, I did not see that.
Check the monitor. I hope, let's see, Drake. Walking out, no, Puffy slap. Let me see if it's even in here, because I only really seen it in meme form. Let's see.
You can't tell me he ran out.
That's what they say. So the slap actually happened, but I don't know if this footage that we about to see is of that night. I know people say it, but I can't say that this is true. But let me see. Hold on. All right, so you seeing it?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, let me see if this is it. Hold on.
Is that it?
I don't know if this is really for the slap, because people used to say, I don't know the first time I saw this gift, somebody said, this after Puff slapped him or something. And he realized he got slapped and then he wanted to run back in the club and act hard. But I can't say this 10 years ago. I can't say that this is really what that was about. But apparently the rumor I heard was there was there was the other night he got slapped in that club.
Damn.
But he got slapped. Then he also got peed on.
See, and come on, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and all of this happened before this beef, which further let me know. And this was made me so mad about Meek. Meek ain't got info.
Yeah, how do you not bring? And that's why I know when Kendrick next song, that's what I knew it was over.
Oh, so his next song was 616 in LA, which he dropped Friday night. May 3rd. That
was Drake that dropped that one?
No, so he basically kind of back-to-back Drake, because he dropped Euphoria that Tuesday, then that Friday, was it Thursday or Friday when he dropped it? Let me see if I can find that date. They say he dropped it May 3rd. Yeah. So he dropped Euphoria on Tuesday, and then he dropped the 616 in LA on Friday, which was, I love this song. Somebody said that he had a whole bunch of songs set up, but people been saying that this sounded like a song that was probably another song, and he tacked on the Drake verse at the end of it. Because but I don't think so, because of what he said at the beginning. I don't know. Because he started off, so the sound of the beginning of that is a ventilator.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, and you seen that little weirdo dude I was telling you about in these chats. Look at this. The doctor dude. A little weird. You see this dude right here?
Yeah.
Can you see? Have you seen him close up?
I have not.
That's a man.
That was like a weird. I ain't know what the hell was going on right there.
So he is a journalist. His name is what's his name? His name is and this is getting real later into the thing. We're about to make a separate video of that, but I forgot his name. We'll get into that later. Let's just stick on the tracks. But yeah, that is supposed to be like the ventilator of the sound of that dude's machine that he got to carry around with him or something. That's what people saying. I ain't sure. But it was a ventilator, and it started off with Survival. And this beat, I'm talking about, I thought the RZA made the beat initially. Like, this was crazy. But on some triple, quadruple chess moves, this was made by Jack Adanoff, who is Taylor Swift's producer, which was his response to Drake calling it Taylor Made because he wanted to go in on him doing songs with Taylor Swift. Which is so hilarious to me that Drake trying to be like, Top Dog making you do songs with Taylor Swift. Who in their right mind is not gonna do a song with Taylor Swift? That's like a local rap artist not doing a song with Drake. Why are you not gonna go? Now with Drake, I can see trying to dance just on some real hip hop stuff. But we talk about Taylor Swift, okay? Taylor Swift is the number one. Fuck Drake. Taylor Swift is past Beyonce. Like, Taylor Swift is it. Like, that's the pinnacle, the top.
And I want to make sure when you say she's past Beyonce, you're talking about because of the industry.
Because the industry, yeah. Not talent wise, because it's mayonnaise. But you know what I'm saying? She is the pinnacle of the industry. Like, if her and Beyonce dropped the album in the first week, Taylor goes smoke. Like, and I'm talking about this is not gonna be by a very wide margin too, because the reach is just incredible. Like, the reach is incredible. So he goes in about this. So he uses Taylor Swift's and let me further iterate. I appreciate you having my back. I'm not saying Taylor Swift is more talented than Beyonce.
Definitely not saying that.
Yeah. Not even close. I will say, songwriting wise, she is writing on her records herself. And yes, Taylor, she got a team for sure, but Taylor write. Like, her first few albums, she wrote them. Beyonce first, I know you heard the reference track to Unpredictable, right? Because Neo wrote it, right? Well, apparently, and it's well known, there's a bunch of writers who have made TikToks and all sorts of stuff that's known in the writing groups and stuff. In order to get a song on a Beyonce album, most of the time she got to take she got to put her name as a writer so she can get half your publishing, whether she wrote it or not. And that's why Neo got to had enough clout to be like, oh yeah, I wrote all that by myself. I don't care what's on that piece of paper. Here's my reference track. So, you know what I'm saying? So, it's no reference tracks for Taylor Swift. But Taylor Swift can't dance.
Yeah, I should come at you.
And Taylor Swift look like Taylor Swift. So, take that as you will. No disrespect to the Swifties out there though, because she's a talented in what she do. But I'm just saying, that's like me saying, what I'm saying right now is this. That's like I'm basically comparing Beyonce is basically Kendrick and Taylor Swift is basically Drake is what I'm trying to say. Overall talent, yes, Bay got it. But with the reach in the audience, you can't stop it. You know what I'm saying? It's 2024. We're not getting racial here. Anyway, so he drops this track, which was laid back, and he's talking about the industry. He don't give a fuck about the industry. When you heard this track, this was a back-to-back track. Drake has not responded between this track. What did you feel as far as the battle at this time?
So I feel like it was still like nobody had. It was like like when you see two NASCARs driving and they just side by side. That's what I feel. I didn't feel anybody had destroyed anybody yet. It was still like a battle that was up in there. And again, I was still looking at it from an excited fan of hip hop with the understanding that it was two people that was battling in an active battle, and probably nobody was going to lose their life. Because if some rappers that they start beefing, I'm gonna think somebody's gonna die. I didn't think nobody was gonna die with these two cats, so I thought it was gonna stay on wax, and it was just gonna be a good rap battle. Somebody was gonna get embarrassed, but I didn't know who it was at this time. That's where I'm at. It's still a neutral thing.
So now in this one, he said, have you ever thought that OVO was working for me? Like the lyrics that he's saying, he going deeper down as far as, you got all these people that's trying to snake you. How did the diss itself, how did you take it? Like, what was your thought process on the diss? Like, what?
Well put together. It was a well put together diss track. As far as diss tracks goes, and how he gathered his information, how he put down his information that he gathered, and kind of he left a bunch of stuff out there that'll make Drake. Drake was questioning his team after this track.
Yeah.
Drake was looking around, like he may have said he set it all up and he did all this shit, but at the end of the day, Drake, after this song went out, he was going through his mind and trying to figure out who the hell said something.
Yeah. Now, and you said you was still kind of like, it's still even at this point. So even with him saying, yo, I got somebody working in your camp, was you thinking like, hey, well, hold up, this might tip the scales in Kendrick's favor at all, or what?
I was thinking that it was possible, but I just didn't know. Like I said, again, I'm just looking at this from an aspect of a rap fan that's a fan of both artists, and I just want to look for a fair fade. That's what I'm looking at.
So let me tell.
Nobody had at this time. Nobody had edged one another just yet. Kendrick was. If I had to say, I would say Kendrick was slightly winning. Because I'm a fan of, like I said, Drake dishes and shit was like surface level, but Kendrick was getting deep, man. Something with your mind and shit.
Yeah, he started with your mind. Man. Now, to all y'all out there, I'm letting y'all know. I'm not a K-Dot fan. He can, and when I say not a fan, I mean I'm not like a stan. That's the word. Because I was a fan of his music, but not I listen to K-Dot fan type person. After this track, I turned into a K-Dot fan. Now, at this point, my hatred, because we got to understand, on a scale from 0 to 10, and when Kendrick said he was the biggest hater, and he brought up, I hate the way that you walk, I hate the way you talk, I hate the way that you dress, referencing DMX and everything, I felt that because I hated all of that stuff about Drake too.
Yeah.
I hated it all. And when DMX said it, I got goosebumps there first time. And when he said it, and I was like, we have nobody in order to protect a culture or a country or something. You got to have hatred for the enemy. You got to. So from my point of view, Drake has always been a parasite of the culture. So at this point, when this track came out, and he was like, yo, you ever thought I got somebody in OVO working for me? That's when I became Twitter fingers. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm about to start. That's when I got active online. And if I didn't look like a K-Dot stan before, I might appear one, but I always prefaced it with, I always say to Drake. I'm not one of these new Drake haters and stuff. I'm standing up online because all the times I did before, I'm like, you a hater, da-da-da. I was like, I'm supposed to be hating. And Kendrick was able to put it into the perspective that I've been trying to say. I'm hating from a cultural, this is hip-hop type stuff. People were like, oh, you listen to Lil B, you listen to OJ. I was like, but they of the culture.
Of the culture still, yeah.
They are of the culture. The skills that Drake has is from him studying the culture, but all of everybody's like, oh, anyway, this is when I started getting active online and actively fighting with Drake Drizzy Glazers, as they been saying. It was my new term. When people start saying, "Oh, you glaze," and all these young kids start shifting in, like, I was like, I had never heard that term before.
That is hilarious. And when you see that what Oscar Mayer did, that was like the dopest thing I ever seen.
And like I just showed you, companies is small businesses, the big businesses is, and we left something out of the whatchamacallit. This is another reason I knew Drake was making moves. Because when Drake mentioned that Chinese restaurant, the whole they the next day they was like, yo, they lined around the door. This is the most business they ever had.
When Kendrick mentioned it.
Yeah, when Kendrick mentioned it.
You're talking about eating at that restaurant up in Toronto.
Yeah.
Didn't something happen to Drake at that restaurant?
He got robbed for his watch.
Bruh.
He got robbed for his watch. Furthermore,
so that make you because I know in Drake tracks he was talking about how he get more love in LA than Kendrick do, which is not true. Then that just doubled back when Kendrick can go to his town. He didn't get robbed there. He actually ate the food there. He turned them up. He just mentioned the name, which let's go into the next track. So it's still Friday night. Academics is on his he on his 30-minute live. And have you seen his interviews since then where he was talking about? I just know that was like the greatest 30 minutes ever seen.
Greatest.
Drake dropped, he said like, oh, this is my nigga. Drake did drop the most fire stuff. And then people in his comments like, yo, Kendrick just dropped. He like, what? And he listened to that song and did while that song was going on. He dropped it again.
He dropped again. What the fuck is going on? Hold up, I gotta pull this up. So that goes to I'm chilling when 616 dropped, right? And then boom, I'm online. And so Kendrick has said in interviews that Drake did hit him up. Was like, yo, at this time going live. You know what I'm saying? He hadn't heard the track beforehand, but he knew the track was coming. So that's why he was on live. And so, like you said, he is on live, and then boom, the track dropped, right? Hold on, academics. Hey, and this was so crazy. Well, I had already searched for it, but hold on. Let's see this. Hold on. All right. I ain't go on. Dang, I wish you could. Oh, dang, I wish I could play it to where you could hear it.
Kendrick did not drop it.
What he just said was Kendrick did not drop, bro. Not again, bro. And now he's searching for it. He's searching for it. Look at his face. He like, I can't believe this ain't real. Because he did not believe it. Look at him. He said, what the fuck is this? He ain't even heard the track yet.
Oh, that's what he dropped. Now that was the second time he dropped. Not like us right there.
Oh yeah, shit. Hold on. Hold on. Damn. What is it? He dropped. Meet the Grams.
Meet the Grams. Because the Family Matters track that Drake dropped was hot. That's what. So you've been asking me where was I at on each of these tracks. When he dropped Family Matters, I was like, damn, this is definitely a battle now. And Drake is possibly edging my guy a little. Like, I could see, it's one of the things where like, I could see how Drake could possibly edge in this time because it was a hot record. Drake got all the stands out there. And part of the battle is what social media think too, what the culture thinks too.
Mm-hmm.
That is part of it. What the fan base is feeling is part of it. Internet, all that shit is a part of it. And so when Drake dropped that for them like 27 minutes, that was the only track that was out. Yeah, Drake had it in a chokehold for like 27 minutes.
Yeah. And so, yeah. So let me see. I was watching the live at the time. I was watching AK live because at this time, and just for reference, you already know. Last week, my life I didn't have a life of my own no more. I was fully at this point. Let me just. I wasn't a Kendrick stan. I was in full Drake hate. I was a Drake hater mode. Like I wasn't a K-Dot stan because anything I referenced about K-Dot was K-Dot pointing out why I hate Drake. Not K-Dot music way better. Because like if you go back when I die and then everybody go look at all of the posts, because I have a plethora of posts on the internet now.
Yeah.
They gonna be like, wow. It wasn't about me loving Kendrick. The music per se, it was about Kendrick's message was on point about Drake. And are y'all that? I was mad because I'm like, y'all is just dick riding for Drake right now. Y'all really not listening to what Kendrick's saying, and the shit y'all listening to it sound like you in a battered relationship where like you finding out that you've been being abused, but you didn't know you was being abused or whatever, so you don't look at it as abuse because it was just your whole life already, and everybody trying to wake you up, and you like, no, No, yeah, I'm not. I'm only supposed to get fed once a week. Y'all on some bullshit. Just because y'all parents feed you every day, don't mean that's how everybody else lifestyle is, bitch. You's a hater. I'm like, hold up, bitch. And so this is the Kendrick Lamar. We gotta figure out how to get this damn sound working so you can hear this shit. Cause but look at his face. But the cool thing about one thing I say about academics and why I understand why people watch him now
down.
is because he was straight glazing. He was glazing right here. He was glazing.
Definitely glazing.
And now he found the Kendrick Lamar. They told him. He's like, no fucking way. He's like, he dropped again. Because he had just dropped a 16 in LA. This is how you know he a real YouTuber. Most people don't know about this search function in YouTube like that. Look at his face. And then look at him. No way.
And then that track.
Look at him. Look at him. He like, no.
Ain't this the track that he mentioned out there too?
Yeah, this well, no, I think I'm gonna say he mentioned them in the other track. I ain't sure if he mentioned them in he didn't mention them in because this Meet the Gram.
Okay, yeah, because on the thing about the Family Matters track, the reason I was like Drake was edging him a little bit because in the Family Matters track, Drake said that he set Kendrick up with the information.
Mm.
So that's what that was going. And then he mentioned to Dave Freeze that one of Kendrick's kids was possibly not even his kid, and it was his old manager. And he started talking about that kind of stuff. So the gossip got kind of real. He said he set Kendrick up to even believe like all that fake shit. He planted all that evidence.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, for 27 minutes, it made it seem like Drake might have had been coming back, might have been edging forward.
Yes. Cause the Family Matters, I ain't gonna lie. When the Family Matters dropped, and it was the end of push-ups, because it started off with the end of push-ups when he was like, I was just I wanted to keep it PG or whatever. But when that second beat came on, that drill music beat, whatever came on, or whatever they call it, that New York drill beat, dude, I was like, okay, this beat go hard.
And then it's the fact of the video that he had, because he had Kendrick Lamar van from Good Kid, Mall City.
Yeah.
They was actually driving around. He crushed it. So it took a lot of effort to do that.
It took a lot of effort. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I was like, high key, that's very corny of you. Let me tell you why it was corny of me. Because it was corny to me because of this. He dropped the video, and this is how I looked at it. I'm being so super honest with you. When I saw that he actually had visuals to go with this, I was like, what he go say is not enough in his own mind to where
because he had a visual.
He adding a visual. He's like, I'm really good. Because what he started the video off of? Him with that G-Unit chain. Spinning it. And then he flipped him off in there. So most people was in there, 50 gave him a G-Unit chain. I was like, no, he didn't. He just came from Johnny Danes in Houston and got that chain made. So it already let me know that Drake, once again, was trying to use mental warfare of getting everybody like, I'm stamped, 50 Cent fuck with me. That chain wasn't given to you, bro. You weren't even around when the G-Unit stuff was going on. I ain't seen no footage of you. I ain't never heard you reference when G-Unit, we was here when G-Unit mixtapes was all flooding the streets before in the club hit. Cause I remember when the club hit. I remember you couldn't go anywhere in the city. So once again, just like Kendrick said, he trying to use our culture that he is not a part of. As soon as I seen that G-Unit train, I was like, yo, you full of shit, bro. But all right, let's go. Then he had the damn van. Once again, we go back to the Tupac and the whatchamacallit. I could look at it from a creative point of view, but for me, I understood the propaganda and I get it. On some just, I would be being obtuse if I said, oh, well, because back when Eazy and Dr. Dre, they had a whole fake Eazy-E running around and jumping, doing that kind of stuff. And I get that. But him crushing the van, to me, was like, all right, so what you gonna say, though? Like, what you gonna say? Because Kendrick whooping you, in my mind, without no visuals. But he crushed the van, that's cool. But I ain't gonna lie, I was impressed with the second verse. When he was like, when he said, hold on, when he said, what's this line? He said it's a war cry, something. He said, the tears running down my window, da 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 da. And see, he mentioned where he said, I mean, it's true a nigga slimed me for my AP at the restaurant. That's what he was talking about in that first verse or whatever. And then because he was at the Chinese restaurant in the video with all his jewelry on. That's why he had all that jewelry on too. Like, look at me. I'm in the restaurant. There ain't nobody robbing me now.
Okay.
Or whatever. So I'm like, man, get out of here, dude. So, but he mentioned that, and then he said some they don't let you search they page in this thing. Okay, when he said good kid, Mad City van will pop the latch and let the door slide, tears running down my cheek, laughing at you pussy's eye, and that's a war cry. Nigga, that I ain't gonna lie, nigga. I was like, yo, you definitely did not write that, nigga. You didn't write that because that was too ice cold what you just said, nigga. I visualized that line, nigga. I saw the Joker hanging out the window in that Batman, the Keith Ledger Joker when he was riding out. I pictured that. I was like, yeah, Drake, you have not been through nothing in life to ever come up with nothing like that, nigga. But that line was crazy. He went off in that song. He really did. And then that next one where he said, Kendrick is up in his mouth. Someone go handle my Grammy right now. Now that sounds like something probably Drake wrote, because that was a hater line, but it was a good diss record hater line. But that was Aubrey talking right there. He really jealous of, because Kendrick got hella Grammys. Kendrick get recognized for his art. Drake get recognized for his numbers.
Yep.
And that's a huge difference. And I do believe Drake, writes. And at the end of the day, yeah, Drake make a whole bunch of hits and make a bunch of money, but I think deep down, if he could, he want the same accolades that Kendrick get too.
Yeah.
I think if he a true writer, like he be always trying to claim, why wouldn't you want to have a Pulitzer Prize for your work? Why wouldn't you want your work in a Smithsonian? His shit might end up just, well, the thing about Drake done messed up so bad, because after this record, we can go to when to as this record going, you just said like 20 minutes later, 20 minutes later, when you heard this, how long afterward did you hear the Kendrick drop?
Literally like 20 minutes, bro.
You was right there? Okay.
Because the Drake album dropped quick. Because I think you sent me the Drake album, the Drake diss track when it dropped.
Yeah.
So I was listening to it. So then after I got done listening, I listened to it twice. And after I got done listening to it, I went online. And like within 7 minutes of me being online, Kendrick shit dropped. And I think I was watching the act broadcast, whatever we have it. It was getting his responses. It was cracking up. So as soon as the reloaded it and refreshed the screen and Kendrick shit popped up, I went off and went to go listen to Kendrick shit.
Yes.
Like, whoa. The Dear Adonis, he coming in like that, that was just so masterful. But that's what I 100% was like, oh, this shit is over with. It's over with. Nothing Drake could drop can stop this.
It was for me, and I've been thinking about, because me and you been talking about, we was going to talk about this, and I don't want to say it online because everybody be saying stuff in hindsight. Like, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm not even joking. I knew. And stuff was happening so fast that, couldn't nobody really tell nobody. I knew that Kendrick was going to drop on top of Drake. I know he was going to.
You actually told me that. You was like, I'm telling you, bro. You was like, Kendrick is going to, like, shortly after Drake drop, Kendrick is going to drop.
Because we already knew he had the clip loaded. So I was like, he not going to let Drake get because Drake thought this was the bomb. This was Drake's nuke.
If Family Matters would have had time to sit for like 13 days.
If he had time to sit for them 2 days. Because we got to look how strategic it was when he dropped this. He dropped this at like 6, 7 o'clock right before the club. In the West Coast.
Yep.
So his plan was, I'm going to drop this heat and they going to be bumping this in the club. And Kendrick was like, no, there's...
That's not what happened.
They're not going to be dropping it in the club. They're not. And if they do, they're not going to be talking about it because I'm about to drop a therapy session where I go third. I'm talking about the beat was so off kilter. It was like listening to a horror movie.
It was scary.
It was scary. It was
scary.
it to me it sounded like another RZA beat, and it sounded like a. Have you heard Old Dirty Bastard's first album?
Yeah.
That album was very like it's like you in a fun house or something. Like it's this nigga screaming and yelling. I could hear like patients running in the hallways of Meet the Grams. Like it sounded like he was in a. It felt like he was in a one-on-one watching a one-on-one conversation, and the beat was chilling. He talked to his son first, not disrespecting his son. Low key he did. I'm gonna be honest.
But like the thing that he did, the reason it was so masterful is because he was talking to his son like, "Hey, I know you a black man, and your father is not one for real. So I'm gonna tell you some rules about this. If a man piss on your leg, you either die right there. You either gotta pop him or you die right there, son. Like you can't let a man. If you're part of the culture, you would know this. It is you cannot come back to your life after you let somebody piss on you." And they know, they're like, "Dog, you got pissed on, you knew nothing about that?" Nothing.
Somebody got
what'd you do afterwards?
You gotta immediately put hands on. If it was no, hey, my bad, dog, I went in, my bad. You gotta immediately put hands on this nigga.
Immediately, bro.
Especially
a piss.
A piss.
Anything that come out of another man penis and land on you purposely.
And this the thing. I don't care if it's Mike Tyson or Mr. T, whoever. You just gotta say. I'd much rather be knocked out, and when I wake up, they was like, he pissed on you, you stole on him, and then he just whooped your ass. I was like, hey, yeah, but give me part 2 of that story again? Yeah, I stole on him. Okay, then that's all we need to know. You just happen to be Mike Tyson. And yes, I am in the hospital. But I bet you Mike could come in and be like, "Hey man, I'm sorry I pissed on you guys, man. And you put up a great fight. I respect you a lot. I won't be pissing on you again." So, but my thing is, now I'm gonna be honest. When he said you a black man, let's look at genetics. Okay.
That was an untimer.
He's only 25%. If we just look at, regular genetical math. Now, genetics don't work like that, but just from some, and this gonna sound racist. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not being racist. I'm just looking at it from, if Drake is 50-50 and the mama is 100%, the son can only have 25%. So I think when he's saying you a black man, I think that is also going back to are we supposed to still be abiding by the one drop rule?
One drop rule.
Is that now? If we still abiding by that, then yes, he is. But I have seen pictures of this young man. He could definitely make it to where I wouldn't know. I would probably kind of look at him and be like, is he? But it's not a definite. Which another line that Drake was dumb when he said both our kids light skinned. You probably don't want our kids to play with each other because my kid ain't black enough or something. And I'm like, have you seen Kendrick's kids? They are unequivocally, they are 75% in the other direction.
Yeah.
Because Kendrick's wife is mixed.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick 100%. So they 75. So what you're saying, and they not mistakable at all. It's not, people ain't gonna squint their eyes and be like, yes. So, but yeah, so he talked to his son, called him a black man. If we go by the one drop rule, he is. And like you said, he taught him how to be a man. He said, let me be your mentor.
That was so disrespectful.
So disrespectful. He was like, yo, your dad is a piece of shit. Verbally, too. Like, was no... Then the next verse is to his parents. And how they some horrible parents for making a horrible child. Your son is horrible.
It was so layered. You tell somebody, mama, you think that they child, that they made, the apple in their eye should die.
Should die. I wish niggas like your son should die. Him and Epstein should be locked up for the rest of their lives.
Put your name in the son sitting as Epstein?
right next to it, he said, your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think niggas like him should die. Him and West End should get fucked up in the cell for the rest of their life. He hates black women, hypersexualized with them with kinks of a nympho fetish. He grew facial hair because he understood that being a beard just fit him better. He called him gay.
Yeah.
Hey, which is nothing wrong with being gay out there. I just want to put that out there. But not when you trying to pretend.
If you pretend to be a straight man, they don't do that kind of stuff.
That's not good for your mental health. We live in 2024. Don't nobody care no more. Be who you are. He got sex offenders on OV Ho that he keep on monthly allowance. A child should never be compromised, but he keeping his child around him. And we got to raise our daughters knowing there's predators like him lurking. Fuck a rap battle. He should die so all these women can live with purpose. Twice. He didn't say I'm going to kill you. It's not a threat.
He definitely didn't.
He didn't say I'm going to kill you.
It's not a threat.
He said, I just think you should not be. You remember on Family Guy when it was an episode where they was kind of like The Office or whatever, and they had them like, had an office set up where they'll have them say their thoughts away from everybody else.
Oh,
and
okay.
and they had Stewie, and they asked him what he thought of Lois. He was like, "Oh, Lois, I really don't have no problems with Lois. It's just I just wish that she wouldn't be alive anymore." That's what Stewie. This is what he said. No threats. It's just like, you should not be alive. I wish you would die because you was a horrible person. And this was great. He said it was great. Then he said, the embassy about to get raided. This is Drake's house.
Damn.
He said the embassy about to get raided too. It's only a matter of time. Hey, LeBron, keep the family away. Hey, Curry, keep the family away. Anybody that embodied the love for kids, keep the family away. They looking at you if you standing next to him. Keep the family safe. I'm looking to shoot through any pervert that lives. Keep the family safe. So now he's saying, I'm cool with shooting a pervert. Who's going to be like, that's wrong?
Nobody. This shit was masterful, though.
Masterful.
He said he put masterclass on diss tracks in 2024.
Them first two verses as a man, just as a man, he done talked to your son. Then he said, he talked to your mama, and he didn't really disrespect the mama. He said, the person you had sex with is a scumbag, and then both y'all raised, let me tell you the type of son that is a spawn of y'all. Then the third verse. Now, the third verse is where academics really was shocked, because now everybody, I think all us, once he got to this third verse and you heard when he said, dear baby girl, I'm sorry your father's not active in your world. Did it already hit you that he was implying?
Yep. At that point, yep.
Yes. Yeah.
I was just like how was that with that key and the sneaky version?
Yeah.
That's how I was. It's like, oh shit.
Oh, I was stunned. I was like, hold up. I know he ain't saying what I think he's saying. I was like you. I know it, but I was like, but the song was so slow. And this Kendrick we talking about, so I was like, all right, I told myself, I was like, I'm going to go jump to the conclusions. Let me see where he going with this. But of course he was talking about that. And now everybody like, ain't no proof, this and the third. I broke this down to somebody online. Now I'm gonna ask you, do you think that is a hidden child out there with
I think it's a strong possibility that not only is that hidden child, it could be multiples out there, because I've seen the internets.
Yes. Now let me remove the internet and let me just look at my life. Broke me. Pre I had lost my retainer. I done had braces 3 times in my life. This is lost my retainer, teeth got back fucked up me. In the span of 2 years, just running around, I wasn't balling nothing. Had both my kids, which just, was not the same person. Didn't know one existed for a minute. And this is just regular broke me.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about superstar Drake, who was running around with Lil Wayne, who has unequivocally the greatest lineup of baby mamas of the rap game. Plethora of children. Like you said, for me, if I had to bet money, it's definitely just this daughter exists.
So if you had to bet over under on Drake, 1.5 kids, over, you got to bet a significant amount of money on it, or under 1.5 kids. That what you technically mean he only got $1 and that's it.
My whole 401k, whole thing.
So 1.5 that you do got some more.
I'm talking about no hesitation. I ain't worried. I ain't got that little pit in the. I'm talking about the whole thing. Here, please. I would like to triple it, please. Thank you. Yeah. There's no way. Because just based on me, based on all my friends, I got the least amount of baby mamas. I have the least amount of children of my friends. And we talking about that lame Drake
Superstar.
that just now got